go either way right now, couldn't it?
Well, a point is enough to take Manchester United top of the WSL table temporarily. Chelsea playing Brighton later. When this match finishes, though, Chelsea will have 2 games in hand over Manchester United. They have only dropped points 3 times, the home side, this season. 10 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat. And those draws, Jane Ludlow, were against Manchester City and Chelsea. So dropping points this afternoon against Reading, they would see it as a real blow to their title hopes, even though Reading have been playing well. We mentioned earlier they are the draw specialist in the WSL this season. Very rarely do they lose heavily. They're a good side. But Manchester United, if they want to be a great side, have to win these sort of games. Yeah,
I'm sure Manchester United have aspirations of lifting those trophies. So look, they'll want to win games like this. Mid-table team, which Reading are right now, their performances might say that they should be higher, but points-wise they're not. And yeah, look, United will be hoping to get the 3 points from this, but I'm sure this Reading team aren't going to roll over and just give it away either.
If you were back in your old job as Reading manager, Jane, what would you have said to these players at half-time?
In many ways, just keep doing what you're doing. I think when they are getting into the final third, they need to make better decisions. Detail of pass needs to be better, and they need to take those opportunities when they come. But there's lots of the game that has worked well. Having said that, there's been some great opportunities from United's perspective on transitions. So they have to potentially react a little bit quicker and organise slightly different defensively on transitions too.
Manchester United already putting those plans in place for the second half. Last-minute instructions. And it will be Reading to get us underway in this second period. They've already pulled off some shocks this season. Reading drew with Arsenal 2 games ago. Drew with Manchester City back in October. Are they set for another impressive result this afternoon in the WSL? Higher press from Kristen Press early on for Manchester United.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if they stick with that, United. Do they get success from it? Because it wasn't quite working, that defending from the front in the first half. You know, Reading was still managing to play through that first line of defence. So it'll be interesting to see if they stick with that as we go on now.
Harding underneath this for Reading. Saw the run of Mitchell. Galton got a toe in and does very well to dispossess Mitchell in the end. Almost through there for Reading, Emma Mitchell. Battier, dangerous ball into the centre of the park, is picked up by Carter. And here is Rowe, just got caught under her feet. Fishlock will pick it up for Reading. But once again, we're end-to-end, Jane Ludlow.
Yeah, yeah, it started as it finished, doesn't it?
Rowe saw the run into the penalty area, well intercepted by Manchester United.
Just looking at the movement of the midfield players, this is Has James picking the ball up in what you'd class as pretty much a full-back position. How they animate that does cause a front-line defensive problems in who commits to deal with those players. Jess, you're playing as a central centre-back right now, Jess Fishlock that is, just to change that shape, you know, move the Reds around, move the Man United players around, and obviously we've seen Ella Toone commit to the press here, but nobody really going with her. You know, it's a bit of a passive press, isn't it? They're not, Reading are finding it fairly easy to play around it right now.
And that is exactly what they're doing with Emma Mitchell. James didn't quite get the distance on the ball. Manchester United will come forward. But it's poor from Manchester United. Haven't quite got going in this second half.
No, I'm sure what we'll probably see from United's perspective, if things don't change in the first 10 minutes, is some changes, I'd imagine, because they've got so much quality on the bench that could come in and give Casey Stoney's team different options, you know, different strengths in regards to the playing group.
And there is one of those options for Manchester United. They do have such quality on the bench, don't they? Jackie Gruen and the Netherlands international, just one of those.
Obviously European Championship winner fairly recently, so top level player.
Reached the final of the World Cup as well back in 2019. Scored the goal that got them there in the semi-final. Lewis Harding for Reading. Space for Rowe to race into. Good covering challenge by Torres Dottir. What have you made of her Manchester United debut so far, Jane Ludlow?
Well, she's probably had a bit more defending to do than she was expecting, to be fair, but she's done everything she's needed to do very well so far. Hasn't been on the ball as much as she might have liked, but definitely been solid defensively so far.
Mitchell with the throw for Reading. Rowe. Space for the effort, driven over by Fishlock.
Another good opportunity there, obviously a fairly long throw to start, and Rachel Rowe holding the ball up well to lay off for Jess Fishlock in that moment. Jess obviously leaning back a little bit here, not managing to get the ball on target, but another good opportunity for Reading.
Has scored a couple of goals for Reading this season, Jess Fishlock. So Reading want the throw and they'll get it as well. Whatever Kelly Chambers said at half-time, if the message was keep it the same, that's exactly what they're doing. This is a bright start from the visitors in this second period. Mitchell with the throw. Rowe dispossessed by Zellem, who I would say has been Manchester United's best player this afternoon, Katie Zellem, really leading by example, the captain.
Yeah, she's having to put a shift in, isn't she, defensively, to deal with the build-up play from Reading. She's doing fairly well, and we've seen in the first half she's managing to create some opportunities and some space for herself to create opportunities for others.
And this will turn into an opportunity perhaps for Leah Galton, that ball from Zellem. Press arriving, important interception. Reading will clear away. Try and spring their own counter. Here is Natasha Harding. Rowe. The body is arriving eventually, driven in by James. Cleared away by Manchester United. Ladd gets the flick on. Fishlock, not too far away from Wales' record appearance maker.
Do you know, that would have been great if she'd managed to finish that off, because she started it deep in her own half. It was a great awareness to play the through ball up to Tash Harding, and then obviously she goes to support it. Oh, a couple of inches too high there. But look, another good opportunity for Reading. And it has very much started like the first half started, hasn't it?
And she would have got an inadvertent assist as well from her Wales teammate Hayley Ladd. Have you got used yet, Jane, to... Well, I'll ask you that in a second, as Kristen Press almost in there. Bartlett clears away. I was going to ask you if you got used to being introduced as the former Wales manager yet, or no?
It's interesting when I do hear it, to be fair. But look, for me, I mean, I'm still a fan of all the girls. You know, I want them to do well. So I enjoy having the opportunity today to watch them, obviously, and compete. But look, the big thing for me today is watching a really good top-level women's game. It's fab, isn't it? It's nice to talk about Welsh players within that. But it's great to watch all the players on the pitch today, because I think it's a really good competitive match.
And we still await the deadlock to be broken. Manchester United rattling the post in the first half, the closest that we have come. Over the head of Batcher from Earps.
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating if you're a Manchester United fan right now, or a coach on the side of the match, or even a player, because I think their levels can be far higher in possession than what we've seen throughout the majority of the game. I think, you know, I credit the ability of the players on that pitch, and obviously the coaching staff. They want more from this team right now, and you can see they're obviously looking to make a change. Well,
you predicted it, Jane Ludlow. And Jackie Gruen will be coming on, Dutch international. Rose Maloney closed down by Toon. And again, the press from Manchester United just a little bit sporadic, isn't it, Jane?
Yeah, the word I used earlier was passive. I think that's what I'd call it right now. It's not really a committed press, you know, the pace they're going at. There's a body reacting, you know, there's that nearest individuals reacting, but it's not aggressive enough and maybe not timed well enough to really put pressure on the Reading player in possession.
Dan Carter penalised. Manchester United will have been very happy to hear Ed Duckworth's whistle go, because Reading had bodies streaming forward.
And I think you can, you know, if you talk about defensive game and pressing game, you counter that and you look at the Reading defensive game, and you probably would say they're a little bit more aggressive, aren't they? When they go together. It's not always right decision or right type of press, but they are doing it a little bit quicker and reacting a little bit quicker to each other.
So here is this first change for Manchester United. Casey Stoney shaking things up. Jackie Groenen is on for Hayley Ladd.
Well, Groenen's a slightly different type of central midfield player to Hayley Ladd. Obviously, Hayley can flip between backline and midfield, and from a national team perspective, plays as a centre-back and does very, very well. But obviously, a kind of deep-line midfielder, whereas Groenen is more getting in the box and attacking.
Hansen's ball in, brilliant save by Maloney from Galton. Keeps us at 0-0. A superb stop by the Reading goalkeeper. And Manchester United will come again. Here is Zellum over the bar. But that is top-class goalkeeping from Grace Maloney.
Yes, and it'll be interesting to watch this one back, because I was talking about Groenen at the time. Obviously, she's going to change the game for them. But right here, we're seeing Leah Galton with a really good opportunity. She decides to take it with one touch, maybe had a bit more time, but decides to volley it. Doesn't really get much on it, and Grace Maloney does enough, doesn't she? It's straight at her, but she has to get down and does enough, obviously, with her feet in that instance.
So another chance goes begging for Manchester United. The draw specialists of the WSL in Reading holding them at bay, but doing more than that as well in this match. It has been fiercely contested.
Yeah, look, we're seeing Reading still managing to switch, aren't we? When they're having in the backline, they're happy to play under pressure, whether they switch through the backline or they manipulate the movement of their midfield to switch the ball and get away from pressure. And look, we're seeing the Reds, Man United definitely deciding to press higher, aren't they? And look, they've got their just rewards for it now.
Reading, though, will steal it back on this occasion. Here is Rowe. Turning away from trouble and then just loses the ball. Toon will bring it forward for Manchester United. Batcher leaves it for Hansen. Back to Batcher, the low shot, just past the post. And Maloney got a touch, it will be a corner.
Yeah, it did look like she's tipped around the corner, hasn't she? She's pushed around the corner there. Good break here. Hansen on the ball, obviously lays it into the fullback. Oh, and let me just watch this again. So, oh yeah, it's a good hand, really good hand. I thought it was actually the shot that's just gone wide, but got down really well, Grace Maloney there, and good strong hand on it to push it around the post.
Well, she's never scored for Manchester United on a Batcher. Were it not for that fingertip save from Grace Maloney, she would have done there, as Manchester United make their second change in quick succession. Hansen off, Jess Sigsworth on. Delivery straight into the side netting. Disappointing one, that, for Manchester United.
Yeah, as we said earlier, I think we've all seen them play a little bit at a slightly higher level than what we're seeing from them today, whether that's defensive or in possession of the ball, and that set play probably highlights that, doesn't it? Unfortunately for Man United fans right now, and obviously the manager Casey Stoney, who is obviously wanting to try and change something right now, standing up next to the pitch. Not the clearance she would have wanted there. Grace Maloney didn't quite get the distance.
Manchester United will come again. Here is Ella Toone. Now opportunity for the substitute. Sigsworth looking for press. Behind by Reading. Manchester United are knocking on the door.
Yeah, there's definitely a different intensity to their press now with the changes being made, isn't it? Gronan was hunting in central areas, and then we're out to the sub now. Sigsworth, who's a good flat delivery into the 6 yard there, and good opportunity, but I think it was Molly Bartrip ending up getting her right foot in the way.
Yes, very important interception from Bartrip, because press was lurking for the tap-in. Harding away for Reading. Here is Toone. Zellum. Just over the head of Leah Galton.
Yeah, we're just seeing a delivery here from the right-hand side, you know, bending in towards the goal. But yeah, Galton, if she looks back, she'll probably think she could have timed that a little bit better. And obviously detail from the delivery could have been slightly different. But you're right, as you said a few moments ago, Manchester United knocking on the door now, aren't they? That defending from the front has definitely changed in the last few minutes. And it'll be interesting to see if Reading persevere with trying to play out short, or whether they change something. It looks like they will, because Jess Fishlock's looking to get on the ball straight away.
And here she goes, Jess Fishlock. But it will come straight back at Reading. The pressure remaining cranked up from Manchester United. Can they alleviate some of that now, the visitors? Harding taking on Torres-Dottir. Torres-Dottir coming out on top. First, initially, Harding wins it back, then Torres-Dottir again. That's a good battle. Maitland won't snatch it back for Reading. And Torres-Dottir completes the clearance, and Manchester United are off again. And some more flying tackles we're seeing, Jane Ludlow.
Oh, do you know what? I'm watching this game going, I'd love to be on that pitch right now. There's right ding-dongs going on at times. Not over the top in any sense, but it's competitive, isn't it?
Leah Galton will chase this for Manchester United. Up against Cooper. Galton's delivery just drifts behind. But they are really in the ascendancy now, Manchester United.
Yeah, look, the last 5-6 minutes probably been the best 5-6 minutes of the game for them, hasn't it? In a sense of getting the ball back when they don't have it and creating some opportunities to get into that attacking third. Not managing to get on the score sheet yet with it, but it's definitely changing tempo of the game for them. And as I said, it'd be interesting to see if Reading change something, because right now they are getting caught when they are building, but they're persevering with it.
So would you be shouting from the sidelines right now, send it long, Grace Maloney?
Well, look, I just think the game, the more adaptable you can be as individuals on the pitch, the better, you know, and reading situations. But look, if they're still managing to create opportunities from it, you can see why they're continuing to do it.
Turner has to be careful there. Carter gets the better of her. Advantage played by the referee. And the shot blocked as James will try again. Brilliant save by Mary Earps. Reading so close.
What a good chance that was. And to be fair to Has James, you don't normally see her in those positions, having a first-time volley there. She does really well to go and join this attack. Dan Carter doing well in that 1v1 situation. Tash Harding doing enough to get the ball back into Reading's hands, and then good right foot volley from Has James here. She'll probably be annoyed if she hears this back and goes, "Lad, you didn't think that was going in." But no, look, she had the ability to do that. It's just not normally do you see her that high on the pitch. Good opportunity for Reading.
And they have another opportunity here. Set piece to be delivered by Emma Mitchell. Flicked on and flicked in. And Reading do have the breakthrough. The celebrations, huge. Finally, they break the deadlock. And Natasha Harding is congratulated. Delight for Kelly Chambers. A scramble in the penalty area. And Reading take the lead. Manchester United 0, Reading 1.
Well, we're 63 minutes in, and I don't think anybody who's watched this full game would deny them this, would they? Because I think they definitely earned this goal, and it's that in-swinger, you know, goalkeeper being crowded out, can't come and claim because there's too many bodies, her own and the opposition bodies in and around her. And Tash Harding, you know, that fox in the box, she's going to be in and around, and she's going to be sniffing out these opportunities. And I don't think she's going to have an easier one, is she, to be fair? But look, it's what Reading fans would definitely say they've deserved throughout the game, even though I think the last 10 minutes has definitely been more Man United. Man United have it all to do right now.
The 4th goal of the season for the Reading captain. And what a precious goal it could turn out to be. After Manchester United's pressure early in this second half, it's Reading who have the breakthrough, and that unbeaten home league record for Manchester United that stretches back over a year is under threat. Here is Harding, plays the ball against Turner.
Well, to be fair, I think we've got a great 30 minutes to look at now, because I think there will be changes that we see. You know, United are going to have to come out and go after this game and up their levels. And obviously Reading, are Reading going to keep going and try and get more? Or are they going to protect now? You know, those decisions are always key and interesting to watch from a coaching perspective to see what decisions are made.
Turner up, but not quite away from Manchester United, and Carter wins the foul. And all of a sudden, it's Reading in the ascendancy.
Yeah, it didn't look too much on that, did it? It just looked like both eyes, you know, both sets of eyes on the ball and just back to back coming together. But Reading have had the benefit of the decision here.
Yes, deemed a nudge by Ella Toon, by referee Ed Duckworth. And this really would put the cat amongst the pigeons. The delivery is a good one, and it is a second for Reading. Dan Carter puts the visitors in dreamland. Manchester United 0, Reading 2, and that year-long home league unbeaten run for Manchester United under serious threat now.
Well, the camera just flipped to Kelly Chambers, and she looks in shock, if I'm honest. That's the word I'd use right now. But good delivery, left foot, obviously out-swinging from Mitchell, but Dan Carter's unmarked. I think you can see the tussle that's going on there, but red shirts, they've completely lost Dan Carter, haven't they? You know, they're trying to hold their line, maybe a bit too focused on that, and Dan Carter's just completely free in the 6-yard. Makes it difficult for the goalkeeper. If you watch it back, you could question whether the goalkeeper could have made different decisions. But look, she's free in the 6-yard. It's going to be difficult, isn't it, for any goalkeeper there? But great from a Reading perspective. But now, I'd reiterate, I think we've got a good 25 minutes left to watch.
And she gets a big hug from Kelly Chambers, because that was her last touch of the game. Dan Carter heads Reading into a 2-goal lead. Not bad for your last touch of a match. I think she'll be pleased with that.
Well, I know she'll be extremely pleased if they go on to win this game now. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see with the change coming in. Tactically, they're going to change anything now, being 2 goals up or not. And how are the Reds going to respond? How are Manchester United going to respond? You know, if they do have ambitions to win trophies, and I think games like this are key for mentality of groups, playing groups, and obviously coaching decisions and how they respond. And I'm really looking forward to the last 25 minutes.
So 18-year-old Emma Harries, who signed her first professional deal with Reading last week, is on for Dan Carter. Grace Maloney just receiving a bit of treatment there, you will have seen in your shot, but she is back up to her feet. And Casey Stoney, what will she be thinking? They were on top in this second half. Manchester United hit the post in the first in what was an evenly contested game. But Reading have hit them with 2 killer goals in quick succession. And now we will see the mettle of Manchester United. just one defeat in the league all season for Casey Stoney's side. That was 3 games ago to leaders Chelsea, ending that long unbeaten record in the WSL that they'd enjoyed this campaign. And Kristen Press concedes the foul, and that, I think, sums up Manchester United's frustration at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a game so far that they probably haven't hit their heights, their standards, have they? And defensively, you'd definitely say that was the case from a Manchester United perspective. They haven't done their jobs. Dan Carter, you know, she's in the right place there, isn't she? A nice, easy header for it to get on the score sheet. But look, for me, it's a good delivery, really good delivery, tough one to deal with, bending in as it comes in, and Dan's done well there to have good hard contact on it to get in the back of the net.
Well, she spoke about taking their chances. The story of their season, she said, that they haven't. This afternoon, in the second half, they have. And that is why they lead at Manchester United by 2-0.
Yeah, I think, to be fair to Reading so far in this game, I think the levels have been really good, whether it's defending and pressing, and they've kept that high press and that momentum and that energy and that work rate. But in possession, I think it's the best I've seen them play. You know, we criticised them slightly first half for, again, creating chances, not finishing them. But look, I think the tempo of their play and how they've utilised that overload in midfield particularly well at times has been great to watch. And I think it's been the highest level I've seen them produce this season so far.
And what a platform it could give them to build on. They spoke after the draw with Aston Villa that they were so frustrated they didn't manage to build in the way they would have wanted to after they drew with Arsenal, led twice against Villa, pegged back very late on. Well, this would be a platform and then some.
Yeah, but I'm actually really interested to see the response from United, to be fair, because I think they've been great throughout the season. Obviously, they might not have picked up some key points in recent games against some bigger teams, but I think they've had a great season. And I just don't think their levels have been at it today, whether we're talking defensively and the organised press from them, whether they've struggled with the shape or whether it's just individuals not doing the right thing at the right time. But there's still 20 minutes to get back in this game.
So it will be a drop ball for Manchester United, uncontested. Here is Galton. Will we see this response? Galton sliding as she sent the ball in, and that sent it beyond Sigsworth and out for a throw.
Yeah, those details aren't what we're used to seeing, are they? I think that sums up what we've said over the last few moments with regards to United's game. I think we've seen so many games throughout the season and last season as well, where they get into those situations and they're lethal. They're good deliveries and they've got good timed runs coming in, but it's not quite happening for them today.
They have a little under 20 minutes plus added time to make it happen, Manchester United. Can Katie Zellin make something happen here? Straight into the arms of Grace Maloney.
Well, Vicky, you mentioned earlier that you think she's the best player in a red shirt today, and I wouldn't disagree, and you watch this. How well does she do there, by the way, to bounce it up over two Reading players' heads and then get the volley off as well, but didn't cause Grace Maloney a problem.
Lovely control by Fishlock. Forward for Harries to chase. Back by Turner. Harries almost got there and blocked that Mary Earps clearance. Here is Zellin for Manchester United. Beautiful ball to fine-tune. Who will keep it alive. Away by Cooper. Forward again first time by Manchester United. Mitchell gets involved for Reading. Galton will pick up on the loose ball. And then send a loose ball herself out to that right-hand side. Manchester United have never lost to Reading in the WSL. This is their 4th meeting. 2 wins, 1 draw before this. But they find themselves behind at Leeds Sports Village. Toon. An urgency now about Manchester United. Press will chase. Space for Galton in the centre. Nobody there where press expected. Fishlock will clear away. A late challenge there as that ball was sent forward, looking for Harries. And Rowe is down for Reading.
Well, she did really well here to get away from the original press, but I think it was just a late challenge, wasn't it, once she'd released the ball.
And Reading might take this opportunity just to slow the momentum. Although it hasn't been clicking for Manchester United, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Do you want to slow the game down as Sigsworth goes into the book for that challenge? Or do you want to just keep plugging away?
Yeah, look, Rachel Rowe does really well to flick the ball around Gronan first, but then obviously Sigsworth has come in and with a committed challenge to try and get that ball back, but a bit too late. I think... Well, the game hasn't changed, you know, it's kind of the momentum part of the game hasn't changed, is it? It's still Reading. So for them, you'd question, why would you change it? I was expecting a bit more of a response from the Man United players, but they're struggling to build with any effect right now, aren't they? And struggling to get the ball back effectively.
"15 minutes to turn it around," Casey Stoney's side. And these 2 quick-fire goals are what have us on the verge of a shock result in the WSL.
Yeah, obviously, set play deliveries have caused Manchester United a problem in this game today, and Reading have pounced, haven't they? And they've done well. You know, good deliveries in the first instance causing the problem and difficult to deal with, but then good, obviously, timing of runs and attacking the ball too, in particular on the second goal.
Torres Dottir brought down. Free kick, Manchester United. And this, of course, if things stay as they are, opens the door for Chelsea playing Brighton this afternoon. Would be able to go 3 points clear at the top of the table, and they would have a game in hand over Manchester United. Turn under pressure from Harries. Both players claiming that they were fouled first. Manchester United get the decision.
Yeah, not sure how much was in this. She doesn't seem to be pulling her shirt, is it? Because she's got her hand on her back, I think, and her elbow on her back. But there didn't seem to be too much in it from the youngsters' perspective.
Here goes Leah Galton for Manchester United. Kristen Press is in the centre. Doubling up on Galton Reading. Eichland will get something on that. Here is Battier. Zellem. Well blocked again, Reading charging down everything they possibly can. Torres Dottir. Delivery over the head of Fishlock. The deflection from Eichland falls kindly. Battier. Now Galton. Zellem wants it. Zellem gets it. Space in front of the Manchester United captain. Closed down. Fishlock stays down. Manchester United continue to play on. Gronan. Fishlock just gets back up to her feet. Galton. Challenged by Mitchell is a good one. And Reading will clear away.
I think as a team performance defensively so far, 78 minutes in, I think Reading have worked extremely hard today, and they've done really well in 1v1 situations, and they've been hard to break down.
They have 2 goals to hold on to. Can they do so? Battier into press. Challenge again is a good one from Mitchell. Straight into Zellum.
You can just, I think Jess Fishlock is shouting for the girls to kick the ball out because she's struggling right now. But I don't think they're on the same wavelength with her, but she is struggling to get around the pitch.
Well, Manchester United not looking like they're going to put the ball out anytime soon. Now Will Redding. Fishlock will she'll put it out herself. Decision made.
Yeah, and this just gives you an idea of the commitment from a Reading perspective. It looks a little bit late with the studs up, doesn't it, to Katie Zellum into Jess Fishlock, you know. Bit of a sore one. But from a Reading perspective, you just see the commitment, you know, is that 2v1 defensive situation. You've got Rachel Rowe backing Jess Fishlock up there and managing to come away with the ball. And it probably sums up their game today. I think defensively they've been fantastic. They've been committed. They've managed to continue the press. 79 minutes into the game, which we probably haven't seen from them as a collective in previous games, and they've opened themselves up at times because they want to go after the ball, but they, you know, at times energy hasn't been right, etc. Decisions. But I think today they've done extremely well when they haven't got the ball as a team. They've worked really hard to get it back from Manchester United.
One win in their last 10 league games. Kelly Chambers' side on the verge of a huge victory at title-chasing Manchester United. What a huge result this would be, Jane Ludlow.
Yeah, I'd imagine she wants that clock to tick down
How slowly does that go when you're a manager in this situation?
I'd imagine in games like this, she's looking at it pretty much every 5 seconds right now to see how quickly it's going. She'll want it to go quicker. But look, a team's doing well, but it's 10 minutes against one of the top teams in the league, so you still have to keep your focus and keep doing that hard work as well.
Fishlock back on for Reading. Rowe will bring this away. Still going, Rachel Rowe. Now Eichland.
I think Rachel Rowe's had a particularly good game today. I think, you know, when she hasn't been in possession of the ball, she's working really hard. And in 1v1 situations, she's a tough defender, but she wants to get on the ball as well and create opportunities. And we saw quite a few throughout the game, to be fair, from her. We've seen another player here. Obviously, you flip it from a Manchester United perspective. I think, she, you know, Amy Turner's a player who's done really, really well all season. You know, started as a fullback earlier on in the year, but now cemented that place as a centre-back, and she's done really well. But unfortunately, her team today aren't kind of at the races. If you want to sum it up, I've seen their levels far higher when they've got the ball and when they're trying to win the ball back. So it hasn't clicked for them today. And you can question, and I'm sure there will be coaches analysing different things in the game from both parties. You can analyse, you know, is that because of players making the wrong decisions, or is it just actually Reading have come with a game plan that's caused them a lot of problems today?
Can they cause Manchester United more problems? Eichland forward to Harries. Here is Eichland. Is it too early to go for the corner? Apparently not. Dispossessed by Turner. Zellum will pick it up for Manchester United. Met well by Cooper in an advanced position for Reading. Rowe just ahead of Fishlock. Harding won't keep possession, and Sigsworth will bring it away for Manchester United. Now Toon. This is where they're dangerous. Grunen. Press. Touchdown to the byline. Bartrip with the block. Maloney with the gather.
Good tracking from Molly Bartrip there over onto the left-hand side, making sure she stuck with press and did enough in the end to nullify that attack from a United perspective. It's a pity United didn't keep with the pace of that attack, because they allowed Reading to just filter back in their units and get a bit more compact.
Torres Dottir underneath it for Manchester United. Throw goes Reading's way. They just haven't been able to get a grip of the game, have they, Manchester United, since that second Reading goal?
No, they haven't. And look, I think there's some great performances out there from the blue and white shirts today, and obviously some good decisions being made by the person we're looking at there, Kelly Chambers. I think we've seen parts of what they're trying to achieve as a team throughout the season, but like, you know, they've been honest and said that times they've fallen down short and haven't had the points that they should have been picking up, but today that may change for them.
Hit and hope from Manchester United might turn into a great ball for Leah Galton. She's done really well to reach that. And here she goes, Leah Galton. Back for Toon. Big chance. Big block from Cooper. Sigsworth. Torres Dottir will go for goal. Wrong decision.
Well, look, that highlights kind of what we've seen for 84 minutes. I think when that shot was actually taken by Ella Toon, there were 9 Reading players in the box, pretty much. How quickly they got back in to get bodies on the line here, and obviously Cooper's turned her back on it, but has done enough in the end, doesn't she? And bit of a tame one from Toon, but good opportunity for United. But lots of numbers back in the way from a Reading perspective. That commitment to defend and get organised as a team has been standout for them today.
Grace Maloney taking as long as she can. Manchester United will send it forward again. Maloney out quickly. And the seconds continue to tick away.
And Grace Maloney's been a big part of the team as well today. You know, defensively they've done well as units and as a team collectively, and she saved them at a couple of times, hasn't she? You know, pushing things around corners and doing her job.
Galton for Manchester United drew the foul. And Mitchell, belatedly in this match, after a couple of warnings, will go into the book. But this is a big opportunity for Manchester United. If they're to get back into this, they need to get back into it now.
Yeah, a moment to change the momentum in this game, isn't it? I think I'd sum up Emma Mitchell's defensive game as being committed today. That's the word I'm going to use, committed.
It will be the captain, Katie Zellem, over this for Manchester United. She's been their standout player this afternoon. Sigsworth standing right in front of Grace Maloney for now. It's Zellem for Manchester United. And the whistle goes. The offside flag against Sigsworth, coming back from an offside position. Well, I'm not sure how much she was interfering with play, but it was straight into the arms of Grace Maloney anyway.
I'm not... I don't know what to say on this. This is the first time I'm speechless, I think. In a way, it sums up the game for Manchester United. Having a great opportunity like that that's come to nothing. Yeah. Do you want to carry on with that one, Vicky?
Well, I'm wondering, actually, seeing the replay, whether she was penalised for being too close to the wall. That's the only other thing I can think of, but seemed perhaps a little officious from referee Ed Duckworth, given that the ball went straight into the arms of Grace Maloney. And that will be the greater disappointment for Manchester United, that Zellem couldn't make more from the free kick. Manchester United again trying to change things up. Ivana Fuso is on for the captain, Katie Zellem. Well, I was going to say she's run herself into the ground, but she ran off pretty sprightly, didn't she?
Oh, it's an interesting one, taking your captain off. Last 5 minutes, trying to get back in the game. But obviously there'll be reasons for it tactically, in the sense of what they're trying to change, and we'll see that now. I think you know, people expect different things from their captains. I think in my environment, that as a player or as a coach, I think, you know, I would probably choose to keep them on if they're good at certain things, which I would assume they are, because you pick them in a leadership role. But look, I'm not judging Casey Stone here, because she knows her players far better than I do. She'll know them inside out, and she'll know what she's going to try and change right now. So we'll see now, can they get back in this game? They haven't got much time to do it, but we've seen it happen before.
The clock is running down. Manchester United are running out of time. They have not lost at home in the league since January 2020, over a year, 1-0 to Bristol City. But unless they can find a remarkable turnaround, Casey Stoney's side are going to slip to defeat this afternoon. And they're going to miss the chance to go top of the WSL table. Chelsea with the chance to open daylight between themselves and second place Manchester United when they face Brighton this afternoon. Flicked on by Galton, nobody there for the home side, and Reading can eke out a few more vital seconds. And every second taken here by Grace Maloney just adds to Manchester United's frustration. Legitimate, certainly, but it has been a frustrating afternoon for Casey Stoney's side. Torres Dottir, Grunen. Up towards press, headed away by Reading. Not quite the clearance that Maitland would have wanted there, and Manchester United can keep up the pressure. They need to find a way through if they're to have any hope of getting something from this game as Reading clear again.
Yeah, and it's Rachel Rowe again, to be fair. She's been in amongst it all game long today.
Lovely ball to find Galton. She's off again into the penalty area. Fuso trying to work room for the shot. Reading will clear away again. Torres Dottir for Manchester United. And towards Galton again. Reading get the ball away. Battier does well to keep it alive. Might get it back. Again, Reading get a vital foot in. And Rachel Rowe will keep it under pressure from Grunen. 6 minutes of added time. 6 minutes for Manchester United to salvage something from this match. And the throw goes Reading's way. And Jane, time to get your player of the match.
Well, it does. To be fair, I'm smiling inside with this and outside because the player I'd go with today is Rachel Rowe. I think she's been phenomenal. Off the ball, working really hard to win it back, and physical when she's needed to be. But on the ball, really effective too, whether that's creating for others, releasing the ball when she needs to, or having opportunities herself. I think she's had a really good game, and I say makes me really pleased because I've known her for many, many years, and as we said earlier, I'll come back to Rachel in a minute.
Because Leah Galton has not given up on this for Manchester United. Gets the shot away. Again, the sliding block by Mitchell. She's made some vital interceptions, the Reading defender, and Manchester United again frustrated.
Well, look, you're seeing Leah Galton coming up against, what, 2-3 defenders, and very committed defenders again, and we've seen it for the whole 90 minutes, haven't we?
Here is Turner. Manchester United have to commit the bodies forward now, and they're doing so. Sigsworth. Torres Dottir took bodies away with the run, and Sigsworth can't find the finish to really test Maloney.
Yeah, too often, from a Manchester United perspective, it's gone straight into Grace Maloney today, hasn't it? And at times, you know, it's because Grace Maloney has done superb things, but at times it's been because she's been standing there and the actual shot hasn't been challenging enough for her, and that's another example of it.
Reading closing in on what will only be their 4th win of the season. What could this mean for their season? What could it mean for Manchester United's Goal kick.
She's still looking at that clock. when that 6 minutes would have come up, I could just imagine what she was thinking and saying to herself.
Well, they know how huge this is for their side. Dan Carter's goal, Reading's second, has put them on the brink, and Manchester United, quite simply, have not been able to find a response. They will still keep pushing, though.
Well, look, if they manage to get a response now, then they deserve a title, don't they? If they manage to get back in this now.
Press away by Cooper. Fuso over. They're having to take the chances quickly, Manchester United. They know that the clock is ticking down.
Good opportunity, quite difficult one. Obviously, again, we're seeing lots of blue shirts in the way there, and obviously having to take it on the volley and not quite the contact they would have liked to get it on target there. And a frustrating day for Casey Stoney, I'd imagine, that we're looking at right now. Really frustrating for her, because I don't think, you know, I think her team have done fantastically well this year, and their levels have been so high in so many games. But today's been a little bit disappointing from them.
Yes, I think the expression on the face of the Manchester United manager sums it up. Harding for Reading. Just want to keep the ball away from their own penalty area. I think Kelly Chambers was saying, why did you play that back, Natasha Harding? Play it forward instead, get it into the corner, get it anywhere, but away from our box. Harry's closing down Earps. Eichland's, nice take. This is where Reading want the ball. Playing it around Battier.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch or have a look at Eichland's GPS stats, if you could access them today, because she's been all around the pitch as well. I think, you know, that midfield area for Reading, they've worked extremely hard. They've maintained this high press, and they've joined attacks when they've needed to as well. And plaudits go to well, all the Reading players right now, because I think they've shocked everyone, being 95th minute and 2-0 up against a team who've been flying this season.
And you touched on it earlier, Jane. We've seen glimpses of what Kelly Chambers' side can do this season. Today, it has all come together.
Yeah, it's come together really well. I think the decisions they've made and game plan, you know, to go after Manchester United, that high press organisation, how well they've committed to that, the coaching decisions within that have obviously been key, but the commitment of the players have been key as well. I think it's I wouldn't take anything away from Reading with the decisions they've made today and how hard they've worked, but I would add to that, I think from a Manchester United perspective, we've seen higher levels from them. Their decisions have been poor, and their tempo of play has been poor, and their defensive game has been poor at times. And you know, when you mix that together, then you'd go Reading well deserve this lead right now, don't they?
And it's a lead that Reading surely cannot squander from here into the final minute of added time. Reading wants a free kick for that stray arm by Turner. Play is stopped to make sure that there is no serious damage to Harry's. And Reading are almost there.
Yeah.
And she knows, doesn't she, Kelly Chambers?
I think that was a smile then. I think we did actually see a smile. Yeah, look, she'll be very pleased. I think when you think of how long she's been at the club and how well she's developed the club, you know, with the people alongside her, obviously, but I think, you know, she's the club through and through, and for her to get a result like this today will just, yeah, you know, it makes all that hard work worthwhile, I hope anyway. And hopefully she'll enjoy this moment, because she deserves to.
And there it is again, the smile's back. They are seconds away from a monumental victory in the WSL. Upsetting one of the title contenders, one of the form sides in the division. The first time they've beaten Manchester United in the Women's Super League. And all Reading ears tuned to the referee's whistle. It has been a superb performance from the visitors in every area of the pitch. And they know now the 3 points will be theirs. Referee Ed Duckworth just making them wait those few seconds longer as Reading pick up possession. And there it is. The final whistle. Manchester United lose a game at home in the league for the first time since January 2020. A superb performance from Reading and Kelly Chambers' side.